Hello guys! Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I recently went with my husband and a couple of friends to Denmark because we would be the witnesses of their wedding, and the plan was to go to Copenhagen and Odense. I think it's really cool to see the country I am visiting from above, and I found this bridge that turns into a tunnel under the sea really interesting. On this first day, the plan was to explore a bit of Copenhagen in the afternoon and go to Odense by bus in the evening. So we visited some of the main tourist attractions, starting with the famous canal called Nyhavn. I think this is the correct pronunciation, according to Google Translate. Then this beautiful Orthodox church with several statues and an impressive organ. I have to say that one of the things that fascinated me most about this trip was seeing the places where Hans Christian Andersen lived. I've always loved fairy tales, and I know some of the famous tales written by Andersen, such as The Ugly Duckling, The Little Mermaid, and The Nightingale and the Emperor of China, but it never occurred to me to research where he lived. By coincidence, he was born in Odense and lived most of his life in Copenhagen. After that, we passed by the edge of the river with a view of the opera. Then we saw this beautiful Anglican church made by a stone that looked like a glass, called Napped Flint. I don't think I could quite make out the type of stone from this video, but anyway. We also saw the famous statue of the Little Mermaid, but I forgot to film it. And I have to say, I thought it was quite overrated. I don't know. Going back to the churches, I like to visit them when I'm traveling in a city because they are usually very ornate, and I love observing the city's architecture. I find it fascinating how when you change cities, there's always something new in the architecture, whether it's a type of material, the way the patterns are created with the bricks, or the use of colors. After making around and exploring the more touristy parts of Copenhagen, we got the bus and set off for Odense. Although it was around 9 o'clock at night, there was still sunlight in Odense when we arrived there, and look at the sunset, it was beautiful. I love sunsets. I think it's beautiful how the sky can take on different colors. That day, we didn't have much time to explore the city. We basically walked around a bit to find a restaurant. We did. It was very late, and we ended up eating at 7-Eleven shop. The next day, as we didn't have much time, after all, there was a wedding ceremony and we still had to get back to Copenhagen at midday. I woke up at about 7 a.m. and went for a walk around the city. My goal was to see some places related to Andersen, and firstly I went to see the house where he lived until he moved to Copenhagen. I thought it resembled fairy tales houses with some crooked parts and those vibrant colors. Nowadays it is a museum. This place full of flowers and with this different building in the background is another museum dedicated to Andersen, but as it was too early, I only visited the garden and looked at it from the outside. It was time to go back to the hotel for coffee, and on the way I came across some more cute buildings that looked like they were from fairy tales. Actually, the whole city on Odense was really cute, and there was a lot of buildings that we can say that is from fairy tales, and it is really inspiring for me. Coffee taken and wedding done, we went back to the area around the museum I had visited earlier and discovered a little street full of old houses, and surprising, I came across the house where Andersen was born. Today it is part of the museum complex dedicated to him. Afterward, we went to the station to catch the bus back to Copenhagen. On the way, there were lots of flowers on some parts of the road and these little cones. Back in Copenhagen, we walked a lot. We used the rest of the afternoon exploring the city, basically. We came across the shop with various Harry Potter items. This window display of Lego shop with various Lego cities, and also the Colosseum of Rome made out of Lego. Look at these details. We also visited other places such as Christianborg Palace and this garden. One of the things that also fascinated me about Copenhagen is that the metro is automatic. There is no driver, and because of this, we were able to sit at the front and watch the tunnel.
Oh, wait.
Another station.
Let's stop.
Stop. You can... I got
For
it.
kids.
Oh, looks like that.
Did you see before?
I saw a little bit, but not with another one
Yeah.
going on in the other side.
You can record that also.
Yeah.
Faster.
It's not faster.
Yeah.
On the last day of our trip, we went to this cafe, and it was the first time I tried macarons. I also tried a typical Danish pastry called spandauer. I don't know if this is pronunciation, sorry if it's not, which has a puffy pastry base and a vanilla cream inside. Of course, I couldn't miss the cemetery where Andersen is buried. Incidentally, I forgot to look up where he lived in Copenhagen, but after remembering this, I discovered that he lived in building 6-7 on the Nyhavn canal for almost 20 years. I walked past it, but I didn't know that in this time, but it's fine. After the cemetery, we passed this castle. Finally, tired from walking, we decided to take a boat, which is part of the city's public transport system, to get another view of the city. I have to say that the weather contributed a lot, as one of the things I noticed was that on the same day we can have rain or sun, and it can change hour by hour. You may have noticed that it was raining a bit while we were at the cemetery. It's also very windy in the city because, of course, it's close to the ocean, so it will be windy. Our last destination before heading back to Berlin was to go to the square in front of the city hall to eat hot dogs, because we were hungry. As you can see, the weather was quite raining again, and a spoiler, it rained after this recording. I didn't have much time to draw what I saw, but I did draw a few moments, mainly at the airport while I was waiting to board. By the way, airport trolleys are very cute. And yes, these are ugly sketches. The idea was to try to get the proportions right and capture the pose of the people. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video. And if you like more art-related stuffs, there are other videos here on the channel on those subjects. And give a like on this video if you like it, and subscribe to support me. And see you in the next video, guys. Bye!